Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Tea Time. Today I have a cup of chamomile and vanilla tea. I chose this tea just because I really like chamomile, but chamomile in general has so many health benefits. It's very soothing, and honestly, it'll help you sleep. It can help soothe anxiety. It can help with inflammation, as well as cramps and mood swings. So I've been away for a bit. I haven't released any videos, and it's been a couple months. I don't really remember. It's been a while, regardless. But I haven't felt the same motivation to do vlogs, really. I mean, I posted some TikToks, and I've also reposted those to YouTube Shorts. But as far as long form content, I just haven't felt the same motivation. I didn't have any content ideas. But I came across today's video topic, and I just knew I kind of had to sit down, do some research, and make a video about it. There's so many more topics I want to discuss, so I'm going to be making this a series, and hence the title. It's going to be called Tea Time. Every week, every Tuesday, I just want to have a sit down and chat with you guys, have a nice cup of tea, and yeah, that's what this is. And I really hope you guys like this series. I certainly will keep vlogging. It's just I don't think I will be vlogging consistently. But anyways, on today's topic, today I wanted to talk about the language of flowers. I came across this in a TikTok video, actually, somebody talking about it in a TikTok video, and I thought it was such a cool concept. The fact that you can literally talk with flowers and send flowers to someone, and it has a meaning, somebody will understand. This is a new topic to me, though. I've only recently heard about this, so I spent a couple hours doing some research, and I've taken notes. I will probably still do more research on this because I want to learn more about specifically what each flower means. I just know, obviously, roses are passion. I feel like that's probably why we connect roses to passion. But I want to learn more, daisies, lilies, some of my favorite flowers. My current favorite flower is actually really just any pink rose is my favorite flower. The pink rose specifically. And in the flower language, a pink rose conveys the message of comfort and affection. Affection, not necessarily romantic affection like a rose, but just general affection. It's more not as romantic as a bright red rose. It's more of a friendly affection, or a family member kind of affection. I wanted to dive into the history of the language of flowers because how did it come to be? Where did it originate? And it originated, the actual art, the actual language of flowers sort of originated in Europe. It was popularized in the 1700s by Lady Mary Wortland Montagu. It started with a traditional Turkish game where objects and flowers were assigned meanings, and then they were used by women to pass secret messages. When they couldn't say something aloud, they would just give somebody an object or specific flower and then they would understand the meaning. Lady Mary Wortland Montagu, she saw this, she wrote about it, and that's how it became popularized. She wrote about it and people heard about it, they're whoa, I like this. And it kind of turned into flowers, people giving flowers to each other to convey something without actually saying it aloud. And it spread from Europe, it spread across Europe, it spread from England to France, it spread, and then even to North America. There was plenty of publications, such as a French author, Madame Charlotte de la Tour, her book Les Larynges des Fleurs in 1819 it was published. Almost every Victorian household owned one Floriography guide. even like bouquets had significant meaning, because if a woman received a bouquet from one of her suitors and she wasn't feeling him, she didn't really like him, she would flip the bouquet upside down to signal rejection. Like, the bouquets were actually called tussie mussies, or they were also called nosegays. They could have been called either or, but mussy tussies was more of the used term for them. The reason why it became so popular is obviously because of all the publications, all the books, all the dictionaries, but it was just Victorian. The Victorian era was very strict. There was a lot of social rules. There was a lot of things you couldn't say. It was just a very strict sort of social environment, very rigorous. And flowers were an easy way for people to signal to one another, to say something without the stigma of like saying something that's not socially acceptable. The concept of it itself originated in the Ottoman Empire, and women would assign objects, assign them a meaning so they could communicate between each other in another environment that they just couldn't speak freely. And so they found ways to communicate and to tell each other things that they normally wouldn't be able to say. Mary Wortland Montagu was a poet, and she was actually the wife of the British ambassador to the Ottoman Empire in the early 1700s. And she visited and she saw the women doing this, and she sort of romanticized it, which isn't a good thing, of course, but she sort of romanticized it, and she introduced it back to Europe when she went home. And then it kind of turned into specifically flowers and the language of flowers. Around the same time, botany and gardening were becoming very popular, and so along with that, the language of flowers also gained a lot of attention and popularity, because people were just into gardening, I guess. Because of its popularity, almost every flower had some sort of meaning or some sort of symbolic weight behind it. A lot of it was literary references, references to religious texts, even physical characteristics of the plant. Some specific flowers and their meanings are lavender. If you were given lavender, it could imply distrust. A yellow carnation signified rejection or disdain towards someone. A yellow rose often meant friendship, but could also mean jealousy depending on the context. A dahlia stood for elegance and dignity. It also could have meant instability. And then obviously almost everyone knows a red rose signified love and passion. I'm going to continue to do more research on this, hopefully in my own time, because this is really a fascinating topic for me. Anyways, that's all for today. That's all the research I've dug into, all the things I learned about the language of flowers. Let me know what your favorite flower is and what's the meaning behind it. Let me know if you guys want more of this kind of content. Let me know what you guys want the next topic to be. I want to do this every week on Tuesdays, so just let me know what you might suggest the next topic to be. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye bye.